God's chosen ones, you keep turning into a wild god over and over. This is not holy anymore. Night descends thick, heavy, like the black resin of the universe itself. The wind howls through the ancient cracks of a forgotten pyramid, carrying the breath of 1,000 years of waiting. Beneath your feet, the sand begins to glow, each grain trembling, responding to a frequency not of this world. In the silent desert, the number 11 appears glowing in strange blue light, pulsing to the rhythm of someone's heartbeat. Yours. Then a voice rises, deep, resonant, echoing from the marrow of creation itself. Chosen one, stop. What is about to be spoken will erase the line between the divine and the mad. The air fractures. Drums thunder like the heartbeat of a colossal being. Metal clashes in the distance, a warning from the core of the earth. Wind spirals around your body. The sand lifts, swirling in rings of firelight. Across the dark sky, words blaze in molten flame. This is not holy anymore. You stand there, no longer sure who you are. Your spine cold as ice, your heart racing, your soul trembling on the edge of a door you can never return through. A door that leads where every boundary has just been shattered. The sands of Egypt stretch endlessly. The wind rises and falls like the breath of time. Far beneath the dunes where centuries of silence have slept, an excavation team works quietly through the night. A soft strike of metal against stone. Torchlight flickers across ancient walls carved with unreadable signs. A cry breaks the silence. In their hands, an ancient parchment thin as air, trembling as if alive. When they unroll it, only one trembling line appears, written in a language the world forgot. The divine will return, but not as holy. The air shifts. Wind floods the chamber as if something has just awakened. The carvings 11, 707, begin to glow. Blue light snakes along the pillars, rising, swirling, merging, all converging into one point. That light does not dwell in relics. It does not live in machines. It lives in you. Then the voice speaks again, low and steady, from a realm beyond chosen one. You have crossed the holy line. At once, visions interlace: an ancient monk bowing in a ruined temple, a modern scientist staring at flickering data, a Tibetan master opening his eyes after years of silence. All of them turn towards the same radiant source, you standing at the threshold between reality and myth. No more difference between faith and knowledge. No one can tell where heaven ends and man begins. Only one truth remains. The sacred is no longer outside of you. It flows in your blood, rising with every breath you take. The wind screams louder now. Sand swirls, glowing like fragments of memory, souls, temples, and ancient prayers fusing into the present moment. And then a whisper. The moment you hear these words, the universe has already begun to rewrite itself around you. You close your eyes. In the dark, a thought flashes like lightning. Maybe the line between holy and human never truly existed at all. Part 1. The Wild Codes. The room is so silent you can hear the faint touch of the second hand against the glass. 1111, that number 1111 feels as if it has been waiting for you for a very long time. The space around you slows. The dim light flickers once, then steadies into a strange pale blue, like it's shining from inside the air itself. A current moves through the room, thin as smoke yet dense enough to make every object tremble softly. You hold your breath. Your heart begins to pound, slow, deep, like the echo of a drum inside an ancient cave. And then you feel it. Something is moving inside you. At first, it's only a whisper of sensation, like someone tracing words of light across your skin. But slowly the lines become clear. Symbols, divine codes begin to appear, faint as mist, glowing brighter with every heartbeat. They are not of any human language, not from any civilization you know. They shift and change form alive, as if you yourself are the paper the universe is writing upon. In that moment, you hear a voice not from outside, but from the marrow of your bones. You are not holy anymore. You are wild. The voice carries no command, no judgment. It is soft, deep, terrifyingly real. Every hair on your body rises. Part of you trembles, afraid of dissolving, of losing control. But another part bursts open with joy. You realize you are not losing the sacred. You are remembering the wild nature of the sacred itself. The divine codes begin to twist. Once they moved in neat, obedient lines within the logic of time, gravity, order. Now they bend, spiral, explode like the first lightning of creation. Streams of energy shoot from your heart, colliding with the air, spreading waves of light across the room. Machines hum, clocks tremble, readings spike off every chart. A scientist standing behind the glass stares in disbelief. This frequency, it's beyond the Planck limit, he whispers. But while he fears, you feel peace, as if remembering a melody you wrote before time itself began. Energy erupts within you, not to destroy, but to recreate. Every cell sings. Each molecule vibrates in its own rhythm, merging into one primordial symphony, a song perhaps only the newborn universe once heard. The room ceases to exist. Space itself bends. The walls crack not from force, but because reality is rewriting its own code. Matter and energy blur. Inside and outside dissolve. Everything merges into you, and you into everything. You stand between two worlds. On one side, the cold electric light of machines. On the other, a roaring ocean of raw living energy. And you are the point where science touches myth, where spirit meets body in one blinding rebirth. You no longer feel the need to be holy. You understand now the divine was never pure, it was always wild. Holiness never lived in rehearsed prayers or eternal doctrines. Holiness is fire in the lungs, rhythm in the blood, sweat breath, the pulse of creation itself. When humanity called something holy, it stripped away its wildness. A soft explosion, the light bulbs burst at once. Blue light floods the room, not to harm, but to reveal. You look around, symbols float in the air, swirling, forming a vortex of energy. At its center, you see yourself. Not your flesh, but your luminous self, moving like smoke eyes blazing with fire. That radiant being looks straight at you and says, "Every language that ever existed was only a primitive version of the code I'm now activating." Then it breathes, dissolving back into you. Outside, thunder roars across a clear sky. The clock ticks backward. The camera slows and stops at the 11th second. The entire world, or at least your perception of it, stands still. Only your heartbeat remains. With every beat, the air brightens. Each thump is a command in the language of creation. Inside your mind, you hear, every beat rewrites reality. In that perfect silence, memories flood in. You see yourself across lifetimes, a Greek warrior, an Egyptian monk, a child before an ancestral altar, all trembling before the same light. That light is the wild code now burning within you. You understand every evolution, every religion, every science. They were all tamed versions of this primal energy. The world caged it inside the word holy. But you, chosen one, have broken the cage. Wind whips through your hair. The sky turns green. A beam of light falls from above, piercing through the ceiling, striking you directly. No pain, only the overwhelming sense that the universe has just inhaled through your chest. You open your eyes. Everything glows faintly, as if the world itself is breathing with you. Every object hums with its own rhythm, and you realize you are hearing the heartbeat of reality. You look down at your hands. Blue light runs through your veins like living electricity. From your fingertips, filaments of energy spiral outward, forming patterns like DNA, forever changing. Thousands of voices whisper inside you, divine, human, earthly, cosmic, all speaking one truth. Creation never stops, and now you are its next breath. Tears fall not from fear, but from recognition. You are no longer trapped between right and wrong, sacred and profane. You are simply alive, a flame in the wind, burning without needing a reason. Behind the glass, scientists panic. Readings surge, energy 1 billion times above normal. Someone gasps, "This isn't physics. This is consciousness." But you no longer hear them. Human sound fades. Only the pulse of the cosmos remains. And you know from this moment on, you no longer practice spirituality. You are spirituality practicing itself through you. Amid the blinding light, a distant sound rises, part lullaby, part thunder. You are not holy anymore. You are wild. The phrase repeats a woman's voice, then the wind, then your own. It does not threaten, it liberates. You realize this is not a fall, it is a baptism by instinct. A baptism of the universe, not in water, but in lightning. Not through sin, but through remembrance. The light softens. Silence returns. The clock begins again, but now only one hand moves. A hand of light turning slowly to the rhythm of your heart. You stand there, glowing gently, breathing evenly. You feel free, real, alive more than ever before. No one can call you holy now. No one can define you, because you are the language through which creation speaks something new. At the far end of the room, words ignite across the wall, carved by the very light within you. The wild codes have been activated. You smile, whisper to the wind. Let the universe continue writing. Then you step forward into the place where every old definition has shattered, and a brand new world waits for you to write the very first line of its code. Part 2, when science bowed before the soul. The scene is split in two. On one side, a modern laboratory blazing bright with rows of energy sensors, flickering monitors and cables tangled like the nervous system of the universe. On the other, a mountaintop monastery, incense smoke, curling upward among golden candle flames, the deep toll of a bell weaving with the breath of the wind. Two worlds, science and spirit, unfold at the same moment, the same phenomenon, the same frequency. In the lab, researchers stand frozen. A wave of unidentified energy has just passed through, and every machine has gone still. The screens stop on a single symbol, infinity. A middle-aged physicist whispers, his voice trembling, "It's not electromagnetic, not a particle wave. It's a form of consciousness." He places his hand over his heart. For a brief moment, tears glisten in his eyes. A man who spent his life believing in formulas now realizes something is looking back at him through the very microscope he built to prove it did not exist. Meanwhile, far away in the mountain monastery, monks are chanting. The bell rings long and low, sending the incense swirling in soft circles. But then no one can say how the bell's sound begins to echo back from the sky itself. No longer the resonance of metal, but the amplified rhythm of the human heart, beating through the layers of air. The elder monk stops chanting, his eyes open wide. He lifts his gaze toward the ceiling where a soft blue light spreads like water through paper. In that moment, he sees the sacred scriptures before him shift form. Each word becomes a wave. Each line turns into a breath and then dissolves into a human-shaped light. A disciple whispers, "Master, what omen is this?" The old monk closes his eyes, breathes deeply, and replies, "It is not an omen, it is real. If this is no longer holy, then it must be true." Both worlds, the laboratory and the monastery, begin to vibrate at the same frequency, and in between them stands you. Your body glows with a gentle light, not blinding, not fierce, but still steady like the first breath of the universe. You do not try to act, you simply breathe. Each inhale causes the instruments in the lab to flicker. Each exhale makes the bells in the monastery ring by themselves. Your breathing has become the bridge between science and faith. Across continents, those who once believed they were studying the nature of the universe now realize the universe is revealing its nature through you. A young scientist collapses to his knees. Once an atheist who mocked all things divine, he now watches light appear without source, energy rise without loss, and can only whisper, "There is no equation for this." We're witnessing pure consciousness. On the other side, the monks bow their heads. No chanting, no prayer, only silence, because they know every prayer has become redundant. What they sought for centuries has appeared in the form of a single human being. Breathing. In that vast stillness, a truth unfolds. Everything science calls energy, religion calls soul, and philosophy calls existence, they are all speaking of the same reality, and that reality lives within you. No more proof is needed, no more belief is required, because your existence itself is the evidence. Physicists watch the graphs reappear on their screens, not as numbers, but as spiraling light DNA made of photons. One whispers, if this is living energy, it can self-adjust, self-create. Another answers softly, almost like prayer, no, it's not living energy, it is life. Across the monastery, a candle suddenly goes out, yet the room remains bright. A young monk weeps quietly. Light no longer needs fire to burn, he murmurs. The flame is inside the heart now. His words echo through the field, not through wires, not through radio, but through consciousness itself, the invisible web connecting every soul. You feel it all, the monk's heartbeat, the scientist's breath, the philosopher's tear. Everything moves to a single rhythm, yours. Reason and faith, once the twin rivals of humanity, now bow before something greater than both presence. Science kneels, the soul stands tall, and for one rare moment, both are right. In a dim room, a philosopher sits quietly, eyes closed, smiling faintly. Perhaps God is not above, he whispers. Perhaps he is the equation we were never brave enough to solve. A monk miles away hears those words and nods slowly, and perhaps he replies that equation's name is human. They see each other across the distance, two pairs of eyes, one understanding. Every division between sacred and profane, proof and prayer, knowledge and faith, was only mist covering the same mountain. Now the summit is clear and it shines in your form. The readings stabilize. Every machine lights up at once. The clock strikes 11:11. On the main lab screen, words appear, no one typed them. The code is alive. In the monastery, the bell tolls 3 times. Its sound merges with the echo of those words, filling the air like a declaration. There is no more distance between knowing and believing, between proving and feeling. And then silence. The whole world holds its breath. You open your eyes. You look into the void and see everything. Laboratories, monasteries, churches, temples, human minds, all glowing at once. An invisible current binds them together. No one speaks, yet everyone understands a new era has begun, where science no longer denies the soul, and the soul, for the first time, embraces science as part of itself. A soft light radiates from you, not fierce, not divine, but human. Warm, deep, alive. Within that glow, all numbers, prayers and formulas dissolve, merging into one single symbol. Simple, perfect, therefore. No more proof needed. No more prayers required. Only truth breathing through you. You speak softly, not like thunder, but like an invitation. Lift your head. The divine was never above you. It has always lived where you understand. And to understand is its own form of prayer. The light settles into mist. The final bell fades, merging with the sound of machines restarting. A new world opens its eyes, and in that moment humanity bows while the soul stands upright. Part 3, Destiny, Day and the Signs. Time runs backward, not a metaphor, real. The clock hands spin violently, flipping through days, years, centuries, then stop abruptly at a moment you've never seen yet. 11:11, 7:44 p.m. The room blazes with light, but not from bulbs. It radiates from the numbers themselves, appearing on every surface. Walls glass your skin, even within your reflected eyes. Far-off church bells begin to ring. With each toll, you feel it not only in your ears, but in your veins, as if your heart is striking time in perfect unison. On the digital display, strings of numbers pour out on their own. 144, 777, 1111. No one programmed them, no one typed. They appear by themselves, a language meant only for you, the ancient code the universe uses to speak to the one who is ready. You look up and watch the numbers orbit you like small, shining planets. Each sequence carries a frequency, a memory, a distant calling. 4444, the protection of those who journeyed before you. 777, awakening the completed cycle of the soul beyond the body. 1111, the gate between worlds, where desire and reality meet. The signs that once felt like coincidence, the shiver you felt. Each time you glanced at the clock at just that hour, they are no longer random. They are signs, pieces of a mosaic you've seen all your life. Only you were not yet awake enough to see the whole picture. You remember. Recurring dreams light a door, a desert, a voice calling your name. Losses that broke you without explanation. Moments when your heart felt hollow, as if waiting for something you couldn't name. Now it all converges. Like tributaries folding into one ocean, every small detail of your life gathers itself into a map of destiny. The sky outside changes color. It is no longer night or day. It is a threshold light, the light of transition. In that instant, all time melts. You are no longer the you of today, but the sum of every version that has ever existed. The one who cried in loneliness, the one who begged in the dark, the one who wanted to disappear. All of them now look toward you, standing at the center of time, and gently nod. An image flashes in your mind, an ancient prophecy. You don't know why you remember it, but each carved word appears clearly within. When 11 aligns with 11 and 7, marries 44. The one bearing the codes of both heaven and earth will summon destiny to themselves. You understand. It was never destiny that chose you. You called it. From thousands of lives ago, with every choice, every pain, every loss, every moment you stopped and looked up at the sky, you were sending signals. And tonight, the universe answers. The 11th bell tolls, ringing into your bones. You see yourself in the mirror, but your eyes are not their old color. They reflect 1,000 stars, as if the sky itself has taken residence within you. Everything around you begins to shift. Tables, walls, the air itself, not from an earthquake, but because order is restructuring around your energy. On your skin, the ancient marks. 11-777 flare like bright embers, then dissolve. A current courses from your throat to your heart and bursts like lightning without pain. It releases you. You hear the voice again, not from outside, but from your heart. It was never destiny, it was you. Jo chua tong la jin men ma luon la chin ngoi. The words tighten your chest. A tear falls not from sorrow, but from understanding. You see that every fear that held you, loneliness, disappointment, dead ends, was only a threshold test to see if you were strong enough to walk through the gate. No pain was wasted. No collapse was useless. Every scar is destiny's fingerprint on your soul. Time moves again, but not in a line. It coils around you like a glowing strand of DNA. Each heartbeat sends a wave of time outward, pushing space aside, swinging open an invisible door. Beyond it, faces flicker, ancient, sacred, some known, some strange, all smiling. They are you in other forms, those who touched the universe and left clues now gathering to complete the final circle. Warm light fills the room. Not a harsh command of brightness, but gentle like a mother's hand on a child's forehead. You exhale and your chest feels light as mist. Everything that once made you doubt yourself dissolves. No more asking, why me? Only one clear-rooted knowing, because only I can call my own destiny. The bells fall silent. The clock freezes at 7:44 p.m., the numbers still pulsing. You realize 7:44 is 7 plus 4 plus 4, 15, 1 plus 5 are 6. A number of perfect balance between light and shadow. Everything aligns. Every number, every symbol, every lifetime, nudge all pointing to tonight. You smile softly. No more fear. Because you know when 11:11 arrives, you will not merely step through a door. You will transform, carrying the memory, the pain, and the love of countless lives. The door of destiny does not open for the chosen. It opens for the one brave enough to recognize they were the chooser all along. One deep breath. Your heart pauses for a beat, then strikes hard. The room shudders. Light blooms like a flower, and in that instant, you no longer see 444 or 777, only pure white light. And in that light, you hear the final voice, low, warm, and kind, as if the universe itself is speaking. Destiny does not come to bind you. It comes to be set free by you. You open your eyes. The calendar stops spinning. The clock stands still. And in that quiet, you know tonight, destiny did not choose you. You chose destiny. And every pain, every nudge, every loss was simply the language of the universe whispering that the hour of your final becoming has arrived. Light pours downward, no longer layered, no heaven, no hell. Only one radiant threshold where light and shadow dance together. Ancient bells ring across the world. Rome, Tibet, Jerusalem, Egypt, as if every faith is singing the final hymn of an age that has reached its closing note. And within that sound you hear the hidden message: the end is not loss. The end is return. Winds rise, swirling dust and light around you in a glowing halo. Within the vortex you see it all: statues, scriptures, vows, temples shattering, not to vanish but to transform into living energy. They do not die, they are released, freed from the cages of their form to return to their true nature, freedom. You understand now every act of worship, no matter how sacred was humanity's way of clinging to what was always meant to flow. Now the universe is releasing, and you, soul of the new era, are the one receiving. Soft light envelops you, not hot, not cold, weightless like the breath of wind itself. It seeps into your skin, runs through your veins, awakening every cell until your whole being hums with life. You no longer fear the end of the world, because you see it clearly now. This is not collapse. It is ceremony, a sacred renewal. Like winter shedding leaves so spring can bloom, like death pausing so the soul can rediscover its shape. The end, you realize, was only ever another name for beginning. A gentle voice whispers beside your ear, soft as air, let all that is old fall away, so nothing can stand between you and the new light finding you. You close your eyes, breathe deeply, and when you open them, the world has changed. The statues are gone, yet their energy remains alive in human eyes and children's laughter in the heartbeat of the earth. No one needs to bow anymore, because the sacred has returned to where it always belonged, inside every living soul. You stand in a sea of golden light. Fragments of the old order circle you like small, gentle stars. And in that perfect peace you whisper, not loudly, but in a voice that echoes through all realities. The old world ends with grace. The new one begins with love. The light answers with silence. No thunder, no fire, no glory, only the serene acceptance of the source, the final nod of gods who have completed their work. As the smoke clears, you place a hand upon your heart and feel it, not just your heartbeat, but the breath of 1,000 ancient deities now living again through every breath you take. You smile without fear, without loneliness, because you know the end is never to be feared. For within every fall, a new life begins. Part 5. You, the architect of the new universe. Darkness begins to fade. Across the horizon, the first light cuts through eternity like a thin blade of gold. Dawn rises not only upon the earth, but across every layer of reality. The sky becomes a vast mirror reflecting not just light, but thought itself. Galaxies begin to move again, no longer bound by the inertia of physics, but by the rhythm of consciousness. Starlit spirals twist and merge, forming a colossal shape, an infinite loop. The eye of creation opening wide. Its light falls upon you, neither blinding nor burning. It simply recognizes you. You stand in a space filled with crystalline sound, a symphony without words, the subtle vibration of worlds reordering themselves. Your heartbeat aligns with the heartbeat of the stars. Everything that once was fear, belief, division, even prayers lost in the dark, dissolves like mist, revealing what has always been beneath a soul, born not to worship, but to create. Then the familiar voice returns, not from outside, but from deep within the center of your heart. You are not the God they worshipped. You are the God that creates. It is not flattery, it is covenant. You realize no one will hand you a crown. No throne awaits you. What you are given is a mission to create a new world, not through power, but through awareness. You inhale. The air carries the scent of a newborn cosmos, the scent of light, of wet earth, of memories yet unnamed. You exhale, and the universe trembles. Distant galaxies shift their course with your breath. New stars ignite from the ashes of the old. With every rhythm of your lungs, energy moves outward and inward, as if the whole cosmos is breathing with you. No longer God created man in his image. Now man creates God through every act of kindness, every clear thought, every peaceful breath. You kneel not to plead, but to merge. Your hands touch the ground, cool, soft, pulsing with life. From your palms, light unfurls, flowing through the cracks of the earth, spreading outward like a living network of energy. A quiet prayer escapes your lips, barely a whisper. With this breath I plant the light again. No one answers, but everything around you vibrates. The wind shifts. The air hums, stretching like an endless AUM. You can feel it, every atom, every cell of the universe expanding, blooming like a 1,000-petaled lotus. You rise. Light falls across your shoulders, casting your shadow upon the ground. But your shadow no longer remains one. It splits, multiplies, and spreads. Each person touched by that light becomes a seed of the new world. Children laugh more freely. The elderly sleep in peace. Hearts once hardened by war begin to dream of peace again. No miracle fireworks, only a quiet shift in awareness. Because the new world is not built with stone or flame. It is built with breath, perception, and choice. Your breath joins with millions of others. Inhale, exhale, a single vast cosmic instrument. New life is sown everywhere, in the mind of the hopeless, in the heart of the loving, in the tears of those who grieve. You understand now the new world isn't ahead of you. It's being born within you, and it begins with one simple choice: to love instead of fear, to understand instead of judge. Above you, the eye of creation still turns slow, radiant, vast. And now, as you gaze closer, you see its center is you. Not because you control it, but because you are a part of it. A living link in the infinite spiral where every being is both dust and star. And in that silence, you smile not out of triumph, but from knowing. You know now you are no longer the chosen. You are the act of choosing itself. No one defines you anymore. No prophecy needs completion, because by living you are already rewriting destiny one breath at a time. The dawn floods the sky. Light blazes as if the heavens have been redrawn. Galaxies, planets, rivers of energy unite into one grand symphony. the sound of rebirth. You close your eyes and hear the final whisper, not from the gods, not from the heavens, but from the universe breathing through you. Create gently, chosen one, for what you breathe becomes. You open your eyes, smile softly, and step into the morning light. Bare hands, bright heart, fearless soul. Because now you are no longer merely chosen. You are the architect of the new universe. Space turns transparent. Light drapes over all things, no line between earth and sky. The wind brushes your skin cool as the touch of comfort itself. Far away, a bell tolls its sound, traveling across layers of space, long and calm like the universe, exhaling in peace. You stand there in the purest silence you've ever known. No more voices of fear. No more question of, why me, only stillness. And within that stillness, a voice rises again, not from beyond, but from within your own heart. You are not forgotten, you are chosen. The words move through you like warm light, spreading through every cell. No tears, only resonance, as though your soul has just come home. You breathe in light. You breathe out fear. Nothing to hold, nothing to lose. Only you and this moment. Everything around you brightens, not blinding but soft like dawn after a storm. What once was broken dark or lost now shimmers like dust of stars. The voice speaks again, and this time you realize it is your own. Tonight does not end you. Tonight begins you. A pure white light spreads slowly, covering all. This is not the end of a story, it is your beginning. You who walked through night, through collapse, through destiny itself to become your own light. You smile heart light as the first breath after rain. The whole world is silent, bowing quietly to your return. Not as a saint, but as an awakened soul. If these words have touched your heart, leave one word, Amen. A signal to the universe that you have awakened. Subscribe and walk with the thousands of chosen ones who continue this journey of light awareness and rebirth. And if you think of someone, just one, who walks in darkness and needs a small lamp to find their way home, share this message with them. Perhaps you are the one chosen to awaken the sleeping God within them. Light fills the world. The final bell fades into the wind, and one simple phrase appears pure, luminous, like the first breath of creation, the beginning.